Now, before we get into this video, there's a couple of things I want to mention to you. One, don't tell me to take down the tree and tell me Christmas is over and all that, because I live in Spain and we have Three Kings Day on the 6th of January, which is bigger in Spain than Christmas Day is, right? So on the 6th of January, that's when the kids get all the presents and all families get together and do what you do, really, and what I do as well here on Christmas Day. Basically, we get two Christmases, right? So that stays up until the 7th, I guess. The other thing, I've been for my yogi bear cutting today, so you probably see that I'm covered in hair. So I'm not being a scruffy bastard. I just got back and I wanted to make this video for you. So, right, okay. So every day I review the Spanish football dailies, the print media, AS, Marca, Sport, to see what is and what isn't in those publications, because the Liverpool clique of media, you know, they'll have you believe that Trent's been discussed in the newspapers here every day for fucking years, right? And that's not the case. So I like to update you as to what's in those papers, not because we take what they say as gospel, but just to see what the fuckers are saying, basically, all right? Or not saying. So what I can tell you is, yes, there is a mention of Trent and Mo Salah today in the print media here, but nothing that requires your attention. There's no big claims or anything. You don't need to watch the rest of the video. You can literally switch off now, all right? If you want to hang around, I'll tell you what it is. So, first of all, AS, they basically run like a headline inside, you know what I mean, like so far in, I guess it was on the international pages, just saying Arnold wants to be here. That was the quote. They're quoting Slot as saying, or the message, Arnold wants to be here. Yesterday, of course, the boss was asked about Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he said, well, he's here, you know, he wants to be here playing against Manchester United, he's going to be involved, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Basically avoided it all, really, I think. Did well, Slot, I think, at the pre-match press conference. But over here, they're trying to say that Slot says that Arnold wants to be here, which if Arnold left, if Trent Alexander-Arnold did leave, then obviously that would, maybe they could say that Slot looks stupid or something for saying it. I don't know what they're up to, but that's what it says. And all it is really is what was said yesterday. And if you watched the pre-match press conference, you saw or you heard exactly what the manager had to say. So I wouldn't pay any attention to that. They're not really saying anything in that article, to be honest. They're just basically saying what Slot said yesterday, or trying to, you know what I mean? You know what the press are like. Marca. If anyone says to you today, Mo Salah is on the front page of Marca, you know, that's true. It is true. But I don't want you to think that it's a huge headline. There's a big picture of Mo Salah on the front page like we've seen with Trent recently over here. What it was is at the very, very bottom of the front page is a very small line of text. Like literally, you can just see it, right? It's like what you'd imagine where the price of the paper to be or something like that. So it's not a huge headline. But you know, these Twitter twats and that, they'll probably want to say, oh, Salah's on the front page. And basically what it was an article that which inside said Salah confirms his departure from the pool, which is in reference to that clickbaity headline that Sky Sports had yesterday. I did review what he said in that interview, and people were saying it's clickbait. You can see. I didn't even mention what the headline was yesterday. They weren't saying I was clickbaiting. They were saying Sky Sports were clickbaiting. But I don't think I even mentioned the headline of what they said. I was only focused on what he said. And people around these parts know I always say that ignore the headlines, ignore the journalist input, because that can influence, and just focus on what was said. And all really in that interview was the journalist saying, or the host, the interviewer saying, so, you know, previously you said it's your last season at Liverpool, and he just said, well, yeah, you know, like there's been no progress in the last 6 months, blah, 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 we're far apart. Okay, so the Spanish are just touching on that. So they're not saying anything, they're not dramatising it, they're not trying to say anyone's going to bid for him or anything. So in a nutshell, both of the Real Madrid newspapers today have touched on what Slot said yesterday and what Mo Salah said yesterday, or what we saw yesterday. And that's it. There's nothing else on that front, guys. All right. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but Real Madrid played Valencia yesterday, at Valencia. Nice touch by Real Madrid, you know, prior to the game with regards to, you know, the floodings and everything that happened here. A lot of people died in this region recently. And it was horrific. I don't know how much of it you saw on the news, but what you'll have seen on the news, they won't have shown you. The Spanish are a bit more open with the news, what they show. And, you know, I've seen some things as well over here during those floods that I can't unsee, which I won't go into, but it involved a lot of suffering and just really, really awful. And I think, you know, people were just out shopping and that, and all these floods came. People were like in underground car parks in shopping centres, putting the groceries in shopping in car boots, and then all this water just come into an underground, you know, place. You can imagine, right? So it was a very, very difficult time out here. This area is still suffering a lot, and I think it was, you know, probably about an hour and 20, an hour and a half away from where I live. So you can imagine being in that county, you know, like a lot of people, there's people I know. I've got friends that went there to help, you know, and it's just been a bit. You can feel it, is what I'm saying. And Real Madrid did, you obviously visited Valencia yesterday and did the unity thing, you know, and you know, just Real Madrid for a shit club did all right yesterday. I think that was appreciated. Anyway, so Real Madrid basically overcame everything in that game yesterday. I didn't watch the game, but I saw that Valencia went 1-0 up against Real Madrid in the first half, I believe. I think it was about the 30th minute, 35th minute, something like that. And they played very, very well. This is a team that's struggling, you know, a relegation candidate. So Real Madrid overcame everything: a missed penalty, a disallowed goal, straight red card for Vinicius, and then, you know, Valencia saw Real Madrid come back with 10 men. They were winning 1-0, Valencia. What a result that would have been. And, you know, until the 85th minute, they made it 1-1. And then Bellingham scored, and I think in the 96th minute, to clinch the game. So it was a massive result. During the game with Valencia winning, I was like, I'm already thinking about how that could affect the coverage of Trent the next day. Do you know what I mean? Like, because, you know, Real Madrid lose, we lost to Valencia, for fuck's sake. That's what going through my mind, and I'm like, oh, we're going to see all the Trent stuff, you know, tomorrow again, but nothing, absolutely nothing, as a result of that, because they obviously won the game. So that is it. To be honest with you, nothing to concern ourselves about. What day is it, guys? I'm confused here. So it's Saturday. My girlfriend goes back to England this evening. I'll be back to normal with you from Monday, right? That means, because I've got so many videos I need to talk to you about. All sorts of claims that have been sent to me that I've not made videos about. And I think, you know, it's dating back to the 4th of December to do with Darwin Núñez. And I think some of that stuff's coming out now. All sorts of claims and interesting things. So look, stay tuned next week, definitely. I will continue to, you know, review the newspapers for you. I know a lot of you appreciate it and find it of interest. Those of you that don't, you don't need to tell us in the comment section. You know, like, just read the title of the video or listen to the first few seconds and log off if you don't want to know, if you don't trust the Spanish or whatever. So we should be back to normal from Monday. I think I'm going to be live on here this evening if you're not doing anything. I've got to take my chick to the airport and then she's away. It's been nice having her here, you know. She got here on Boxing Day. But also, you know, when you're hosting anybody, you know, you're conscious of that, like leaving them on their own. My morning briefing was an hour today. You know, she's reading a book and it's on the last day. You know what I mean? So it's difficult balancing things. So anyway, it enables me to get back to normal next week. And I appreciate, you know, your patience as well, because I haven't done a lot of live streams while she's been here, because that would be pretty rude, although she has encouraged me to do them. All right, guys, I'll leave it with you. I don't know what the situation is with the Spanish print media. I assume there'll be editions tomorrow. The 6th, like I say, is Three Kings Day, so everywhere is closed for the holidays. I'll be back in the cafe, all being well, on Tuesday. You know, back with my laptop, my rucksack again, and doing everything for you. Please read the video description, sign up for my newsletter. It's completely free. There's no advertising in it or anything like that. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Yeah, if you appreciate this video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment with regards anything in this video. And if you want to buy me a coffee, hit the love heart, the super thanks button under the video, and I'll give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's morning briefing. And what else was there to say to you? I don't know. I've been a little bit suspicious of the coverage of Trent. The last things that we heard from them, they went from very much like this is going to happen to should happen, you know. And some of you have noticed that, and I'll be talking about that on Monday. because there was a really good comment left and I want to address that with you, but I'm just not going to, don't think I'm going to get time to do it before then, guys. All right. Don't forget to go and subscribe to my grandson's YouTube channel about Liverpool. He's absolutely buzzing because you've all gone over there. He's only 8 years of age. It's Anfield Harry, okay? Anfield A-R-R-Y, no H. YouTube.com/@Anfield Harry, or search Anfield Harry. And you know, even if you don't want to watch an 8-year-old, if you go and subscribe, he'll be over the moon. Do you know what I mean, guys? So, and one day, when I'm not here, hopefully he'll continue, you know, and you'll be able to go over there and go, I remember your granddad saying that, you know what I mean? It's a family affair, eh? Bless him. It takes a lot of confidence. Any adult will tell you it's difficult to come on here. For an 8-year-old to be doing that, I'm very proud of him. And I'm so proud of you guys that have taken the time to go over there and watch an 8-year-old talking about Liverpool. And to be honest, he talks more sense than me. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and we'll speak real soon.